If you listen to the financial gurus or mainstream media report on retirement in the United States, you're probably depressed. 30% of 59-year-olds have zero retirement savings. They say boomers need to have $1.1 million to retire, but the median retirement savings is $120,000. Only 10% of Americans between age 62 and 70 are both retired and financially stable. Most people have a goal to live to 100, but they fear running out of money more than they fear death. Obsessing about money alone isn't helping. Today, I'm going to share 6 steps for a successful retirement. These are the exact same steps we took after losing nearly everything in the 2008 Great Financial Crash. You can hear more in this video. At the time, we weren't thinking retirement. Our focus was on survival. Tom got a job for the first time in 25 years after being self-employed because he'd lost his engineering business. After digging out of debt, which I think is super important, and finally recovering financially, we followed these same 6 steps to our midlife in paradise. If you're in survival mode right now, I feel for you. I get it. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and donated it to Goodwill. Survival mode sucks. And all I can say is when you're going through hell, keep going. Have faith that it'll pass. And the good news is dreaming is free. So even if you're in survival mode, you can be focused on a better future. Focusing on a solution is a whole lot more productive than focusing on the problem. All right, let's get into the 6 steps. Our first step was to fire up our dream machine. Especially when life has beaten us up, we stop dreaming. We're not taught how valuable our dreams are. In fact, they're often ridiculed. That's unfortunate because they're so powerful. I believe you start with the end in mind. As an attorney, I used to help my business clients with that. Small businesses would sometimes be caught up in all the excitement and things to do when launching a new business. And they'd get caught off guard when I'd ask about their exit strategy. They'd say, "But Dawn, I'm just getting started." And I'd say, "Exactly." I'd explain that in order for me to help you achieve your goals, I need to know what your ultimate game plan is. Do you want to create a legacy business? Are you going to build it up and sell it? Where are we going with this whole enterprise? A lot of times they hadn't thought about that. Retirement is much the same. It's easier to save for retirement and work towards your retirement goal if you know what that is. If you know why you're working hard to save. If you're fuzzy about what this savings is for, you're more likely to procrastinate and flat out not do it and wasting time, energy, and money in the process. One of my favorite books is Start With Why. And I'll add a link in the description along with Simon Sinek's fantastic TED Talk on this subject. It's mostly in a business context that he talks about it, but I think it's important no matter what aspect of life you're talking about. Okay, now you've got some sort of a vision for your new retirements and dreams. Let's make sure it doesn't kill you. No, really. Nobody has boredom on their bucket list. And it's a fact that way too many people retire and then die just a few short years later. Why? What's the point of that? So step 2 is discovering your freedom formula. And that means revealing and focusing on your unique superpowers. Say what? Okay, let's face it. Many adults have forgotten who they really are. I met a woman recently who's an empty nester. She'd raised 6 kids. And when I was talking with her about this, she said, "Dawn, I don't even know who I am. I've just been a mom for so long." Or maybe you've been defined by your career roles, a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, whatever label that is. Who are you when you aren't that anymore? By identifying the richness in the activities and interests that bring you joy and fulfillment, combined with your unique freedom formula, you'll be excited to get up and greet each and every new day. Now, step 3 is about taking all those fun dreams that fired you up in step 1 and getting 100% clarity about the retirement lifestyle you want. Get excited about who you get to be in the next phase of life and what's important so that you don't sell for an unfulfilled life or, heaven forbid, end up leaving this planet early with your dreams still in you. Okay, step 4 is the yes, you can have it all step. And if you're in the pre-retirement phase, listen up. But it can also guide you even if you're feeling lost in the loss that often follows post-retirement. And I talk about that in another video, I'll link here. But by adopting simple habits, you reduce the stress and anxiety of normal day-to-day life. Of course, that's helpful in all phases of life, but it's even more impactful for those who are wanting a rich, happy retirement. Living proactively yields immediate rewards, but few know how to do it. Retired or not, instead of procrastinating, you'll be excited about the future and immediately be able to begin living a richer, happier life without anxiety and overwhelm. Step 5 is your dream life game plan, and that's where the rubber meets the road. Many are confused by the retirement planning process, especially the non-financial aspects of retirement. This isn't about creating some rigid and inflexible plan. It's about continuous movement forward in the direction that you want to go. Don't worry, you can't fail at this. It just might take you a little bit longer to get there. How does it work? There's 3 simple steps. 1 is you just identify your primary goal. What's the one thing that would move the needle the most for you? 2, list the actionable steps that need to be taken toward that goal. And 3, break it down into a monthly plan, and then you track your progress. Here's an example. A friend and his wife had a dream of owning a house in Hawaii. They were not in the financial position to do it, not even close, but they set a 5-year goal to do it. Then they proceeded to identify what needs to happen to make this dream a reality. In other words, they outlined the steps along their way. They took trips to Hawaii. They brought back sand from the beach in a little jar. They bought artwork with the view that they wanted. They rented a house for a month in Hawaii near where they wanted to buy. They focused on removing the obstacles, increasing their income, and doing what was necessary. What was once a 5-year goal was actually accomplished in 2. Their why was strong. They focused on it. They had an action plan, and it skyrocketed their motivation and really drew it to them. And you can literally transform your life in 90 days or less and completely eliminate anxiety and stress about the future. Step 6 is making a difference. Why? Because work that makes a difference improves your relationships while increasing your joy and happiness. Studies show the happiest people on the planet build strong relationships and make a significant contribution to others. Now, I'm not talking about solving all the world's problems or trying to please everybody else all the time, but the benefit of this step is whether you need income or not, making a difference boosts your happiness and builds stronger relationships without leaving you unfulfilled or lonely. You can hear more about that in this video.